Chili Willy, Chili Willy. Chili, 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 chili in that boat. And it is very chilly. That's right, the engine will warm up soon. Couple skiffs are fishing in here. What's up with that? What is see some skiffs out here? Let me pop my poles down real quick. Goodness, yeah, it's a little breezy so far. There's a couple of skiffs right here in front of me. You could be like the rest of us. Roger Blair 67 78. Welcome to the Blue Club. And what's up? Yeah, the otters went a lot faster. I busted out a fillet knife and just laid the knife flat and cut that stuff off of there instead of fighting with it. I don't know what these skiffs are up to. See them? Pretty sure that's the hardware store owner. And then this guy, that's Luke. He's doing something on the back deck. Let me check with my binoculars real quick. He's trolling rods and downriggers. So this is the new phone here. And I forgot the new battery charger, so we'll see what it does. It might last a while. It might last all day, I don't know. Forgot my earplugs again. Could have stuffed some cotton in my ears here. Works just about as good as the earplugs. Not quite as good, but not too bad. Longbeard, what's up? Check my oil. I need to do an oil change. My oil looks real grungy. It's like half a piston ground up in there. Oh my goodness! Yeah, McPutt is out, and then these two hand trollers. That bigger aluminum skiff's probably just trying to get some food to eat. We gotta need to sell those fish. Got my big coffee. I wasn't gonna go, but I looked at the weather and it's like, today is as good as it gets, so might as well go out there. It's February, maybe they showed up. I talked to a guy at church too. He said he was flying his airplane around. He said there was like birds everywhere on the bay, so maybe something happened. Maybe it's happening, I don't know. This time of year it's hard to get out, but the fishing's really good normally. This year has been terrible to us, but we can't let McPutt get them all. Slayer! That's Patrick, right? Get you guys mixed up. Oh, long way to making it short. that on your short. Are you the truck driver or are you the oil field guy? What are you gonna make a short about? I've gone all trapping on my videos because that's all I've been doing. Definitely catching more weight on the trap line than I am in the ocean. Look at what I found. I was just looking down in the box this morning and I saw another blood. Sometimes these go off, so I got a few of them. Cable baiters down in there. Yeah, I don't know. We could try and get out there. We could go to the pinnacles, but I don't know. What do I know? I'm not catching anything. The Cape is the closest thing to us. Let's see if we can get the weather radio on. Oh yeah. I want to see how high the seas are. They're terrible about the wind, but they're pretty good about the sea height on NOAA. Atomic! Look, atomic! I think that they're against us because we catch their fish too. You like it? Fly one the motor! Thank you for the compliment. Our windows are all foggy, but look outside now. Let's zoom in outside.
Around 40. East winds up to 10 miles an hour with gusts to around 25 miles an hour. Tonight, rain. Near steady temperatures in the upper 30s.
That weather didn't sound good.
5 to 15 miles an hour with gusts to around 30 miles an hour. Tuesday,
25-mile-an-hour gusts on land. That's bad.
Near steady temperatures.
Heavy rain tomorrow.
15 to 25 miles an hour with gusts to around 50 miles an hour.
50-mile-an-hour gusts tomorrow.
Rain until midnight. And likely at night. Tonight. Winds in the mid-30s. Winds 5 to 15. Gusts to 40 miles an hour. Decrease 40 miles an hour.
Sounds terrible tomorrow.
On Wednesday night, wind may be heavy at times. Highs in the upper 50s. Each wind at the 15 miles an hour with gusts to around 30. The rain near 100. Thursday and Thursday night, rain. Highs in the low 30s. It is in the mid-30s. The rain near 100%. Wind synopsis for southeast Alaska. The remnants of a last front continues to exit the area this morning before a stronger gale force front will move into the Gulf of Alaska and down the coastal waters.
Strong gale moving in.
An active pattern begins next week with most moving over the area.
Active pattern into next week.
Forecast for
Jack Bay, here we go.
February 2nd, 2026. Small craft advisory of tonight. Today, winds will move 10 knots. Sea 7 feet. South 12. Tonight, winds will move. Wind sheet building to the degree.
Bro.
12 knots. Seas 15 feet.
Whoa, 15 foot tomorrow.
Tuesday night, winds 20 knots. Seas 15 feet. Visibility will not less.
Rain.
Winds 25 knots.
25 knots after that.
Wind 20 knots. Seas 11 feet.
Yeah, stupid weather radio. There's a little bit of bait fish in the cove here. I don't know, those two hand trawlers were getting after it like they knew something. Hey, the monsoon! not going to be fishable again until Friday, like Nick takes them. Probably be a big swell too on Friday. What's Andy? What's good? Well, in February in North Dakota, aren't you in like North Dakota or something? It's got to be pretty rough there. Go ice fishing. Need a gas-powered auger to get through 4 feet of ice, probably. I need to get an oil change in this thing this week. I know I gotta be over 200 hours. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You know what? We actually had some bugs come alive recently. It's so warm, the bugs came out. I hope the bears don't. I got a lot of snares out there around bait. The mosquitoes get pretty gnarly here, starting in May. May until about August 1st, we got some pretty voracious bugs. Mosquitoes, and there's this one called a white sock. It's like a giant gnat. It's a gnat that could and would probably eat the gnats from down south. They're big and vicious. They buzz around you a lot, and they land on you, and they act like they're not going to do anything, and then when they do something, it's bad news. They cut a chunk out of you, and they put in this awful poison. It numbs you while they're biting you, but then afterwards, it really messes you up. I don't know, Patrick, probably like, probably 15,000 or 12,000. I have no idea. I don't have any meters or nothing on it. Supposedly it had 5,000 hours when I got it, or something like that. I got it like 4 years ago. I don't know, man. Time just goes by, you know. Fish almost every day. I don't push it real hard though. Definitely not pushing it. Like right now I'm cruising at 5.8 knots. Low RPMs. Making the lunch. What's for lunch, animals? Let me guess. Lunch is spam. Fried spam. That's what I'm guessing. That was close. Remember the last time they said it was going to be 9 foot? It wasn't 9 foot. Hopefully that's like today. They say it's going to be 7 foot. Hopefully it's not 7 foot. Let's see what we got. I just want to fish around the Cape here. In February, any day now they should show up on the Cape where there's a lot of fish. We're waiting for the spawning of the hooligan smelt. They normally, there's normally a bunch of hooligan around, and then the salmon chase them in and eat them. They should be coming up soon, in February for sure. They spawn in March, they go up in the river. Lots of them, and there's a lot of rivers, so there's like lots and lots of these smelts around. Salmon love them. I ordered some new bullets. I paid my credit card off end of the month yesterday. Felt good about that, so I bought some more reloading stuff. I'm gonna need some more powder pretty soon, but yeah, I might talk to the grocery store guy who orders reloading powder for me. What did I get? I got some Sierra Hollow Point, but like Game King hunting, like heavy duty jacketed hollow points for my 6.5. Might have got some for my 30 cal too. I think I got 130 grain Game King hollow point boat tails, and I got maybe I got some 165 grain Game King hollow point boat tails in 30 cal for my 308, and I got some 150 grain full metal jackets for hunting beavers and otters and whatever, hunting the fur bearers with my AR. And Cade wanted some for his bolt action 308, some full metal jackets so we don't blow the big hole in it, you know. Engage the maniac in a paddock. I'm pressuring Holly to make the scarf, Patrick, but she's super busy right now. What's going on in New Jersey? Anything is possible. Is doing good. We got trout this morning. Thank you so much, Brandon. I like it. My screen's a little bit bigger. Maybe I might be able to see chat a little bit easier. I can see it from back here. I got the max film now. I used to have an iPhone 14, like the regular size one. Thanks to your super chats, we now have a big fat phone. It's like half tablet, half phone. It's got the triple camera on the front, and I put one of those glass protectors on it, so when it flops over again on the deck, hopefully it doesn't break the lens like it did on my other camera. I wonder if Big Putt went to the bar or to the Pinnacles. I'm guessing he's on the bar because he was catching out there the other day. But he might have gone pins. The weather's not that great today. I'm thinking I might should go to pins too because I can't catch a darn thing on the bar, but we're going for it. We're going for the ocean bar. Marines and Army Mom, thank you so much! Yeah, I was trying to shoot one the other day, Patrick, but I was having trouble. I had my AR with me, and I was with Cade, so I didn't want to have a bullet in the chamber. So when we saw the otters, I held onto the bolt and I let it go, and I shoved it forward, but it didn't go into battery. So when the otters came by and I tried to shoot them, it didn't fire. And then Cade wanted to chase after him, so I gave him the rifle and I said, you gotta snap it so it goes in the battery, and he was fooling around with it. I watched him. He pulled it back, shucked the shell out, and he pushed the wrong button and dropped the magazine so that he wasn't even loaded when he tried to shoot him. But yeah, no, I never got one before. I saw one the other day, but it wasn't in a spot where I'd be able to retrieve it, so I didn't shoot it. They don't usually come around unless you're standing still for a long time. And then if you're on the river all day, you usually see them. But if you just drop in and check your traps, probably not. We got 3 now in one spot, so I'm just waiting for ones that are traveling through now. Supposedly I think that's their mating season coming up, so it may be pre-rut for the otter, where they're just going all around out there. They travel a lot. They can travel 20 miles a day or something. There's ones that live in a stretch of river, but they also just go all over the place. I put 2 foot traps in a different creek, a creek near town, right on the edge of the developed part of town. There's a creek, and we're not supposed to put conibears or stairs within 500 yards of a permanent dwelling, and there's a house like 300 yards away. So I put foot traps. Try to make a foot trap for the otter. I don't know. I've never had any luck catching them with a foot trap before. They always seem to pull out of the trap somehow. I was thinking about it. I think I need to, yeah, chest readers. I think I need to, I probably need to adjust my pan tension so that, because I usually have my traps on a hair trigger, and I think what happens is the otter like sidles up to the trap and then it like rubs its belly on it and it snaps on it and doesn't hold it, you know. If I put more pan tension where they actually had to like stand on the pan, then I'd probably get them. Pixel 10 Pro XL. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is an iPhone 15 Max, something with a lot of memory on it. Wasn't cheap. Yeah, it's supposed to rain heavy, so, you know, after I walked through the creek and stuff, I was looking at it, and I actually had a big bag full of crab shells in my truck. And I went back up to the truck. I went out of the creek and went up on land and walked on land back to the truck and got the crab shells and went back and put them in that pocket on one of those, the one that's set on the bank with that deep pocket. I put all the crab shells up in that pocket. So, yeah, hopefully I don't catch a dog with that since I baited it. But at least if I do catch a dog, I can let it go. There's a lot of dogs in the habitat that just roam around. You don't see them going that way though. They like go through the neighborhoods in town and like down to the harbor, and sometimes they head out the road towards where all my wolf traps are, but I never see them headed towards the airport. That's where that creek is. I'm trying to make a blanket random for my bed. Yeah. I want a blanket, I decided. I took them off the skin. I took them off the stretcher boards. I thought they were dry. I haven't done any fur handling in a long time, and I remembered that like the otter isn't as dry as I think. But I took them off and put them upstairs, and then they dried the rest of the way, and the tail all curled up. It looks like a daggone. It looks bad, but I have some experience, and I think that from my experience that after the tan reel, it'll just tan up like normal. I don't think it'll be a problem once it's tan. It just doesn't look good. Sharky, welcome in! Yeah, it's kind of an east wind right now, east, northeast a little bit. Mostly east. It should be okay on the Cape, I don't know. Well, we fish out on this Cape in some terrible weather. Once the fish start biting, we just go out here and see if we can make it happen. Sometimes it's terrible weather. Worth it if the fish are biting. We'll try it. June! Welcome in, June! I brought my scatter gun today in case we got any pesky varmints. Oh my goodness! I'm actually overheating. Engine temperature looks normal, everything looks fine. Oh, good morning, Nate! We're just putting out, see if we can get offshore. Holly was asking me what I was going to do today. I don't have any good plans around the house. I checked the traps yesterday, I didn't have anything, so figured I might just come out here and see what's going on. Let the traps soak overnight. let it soak for 48 hours. See if the fish showed up yet. Patrick sending me some super long number here. Patrick, you send me a number. Is that a tracking number or what? Or is that a... Go, Funkies! What's up? A foot of snow. Well, it's like Snowmageddon. Welcome to the club. We got a lot of snow too, and then it all went away here. One day we had snow, and the next day no snow. It wasn't exactly overnight. It rained on our snow for like 3 weeks and made it go away. Inches of Hatteras? That's crazy. Yeah, it'll probably snow more here, but I like this pattern better. 40 degrees and rain. Yesterday was gorgeous. It was like, actually last couple days out, just beautiful. Sun shining. Really nice. You know what? All those eagles at my house pooed all over my truck. The whole side of my truck's all covered with white bird poo now. And they're roosted up in that tree. I guess it fertilizes the yard, so that's good. I need some fertilizer. It was Mr. Hogan, the real Mr. Hogan. He drops in and throws out the gift memberships, which is nice. I need to cultivate my membership perks. You guys help keep me going here. The membership side of YouTube is like one bright spot where it's like, I look at it as, man, if I could get content that was good enough to attract more members, I could do this for a living. I don't know, it seems like it's slowly growing, so I just have to get better content for you guys. We'll keep going. Putting out more and more. Hopefully I get better at what I'm doing here. Keep finding stuff that's interesting, you know. Yeah, those dang eagles. Wilson hates them so much. He got out and chased after the eagle so fast, I haven't seen him move that fast in like 5 years. He almost caught the thing. He's real aggressive towards him because he's bigger than him, and he figures he can really get him. He's never caught one. But Wilson has a real soft mouth. If he didn't catch it, he'd probably just, gum it a little bit. Then it would probably get its eye out with its claws. Looking for neighbors? Not really. I got a neighbor. I had that house on that hill all by myself for like 7-8 years. There wasn't another house in sight. And then the guy down the street from me built a fancy cabin. He's like a millionaire. He come in there and build his fancy cabin. Looks like he's gonna put up another one too. It looks like they might change the I like Oregon Inlet myself. It looks like they might change the law in Alaska so that the residency is to get a hunting license and a fishing license as a resident, you have to have the same qualifications as the permanent dividend fund, which is pretty strict. They're clamping down on the hunting and fishing and trapping because all the non-residents that have like a, they have like a mobile home up here that they maintain, but they don't actually live here. Then they come up here and get a resident fishing license for $50, and they can keep like twice as many fish as non-residents and all the other stuff. Why do you avoid Oregon Inlet? That old bridge looked like it could fall down any time, but they put up a new bridge, I understand. What are you talking about on a boat? It's gnarly in a boat, but the fishing's real good out of there. And inside of it too, it's really good. They're talking about 7 foot, I'm not seeing it. Last time when they said it was 9 foot, I was seeing it, man. On the inside it was big in here. And then it got okay on the outside of the bar. The finger bar anyway. Today I'm not seeing it on the inside of the finger bar, but it might be bigger once we cross around. It said south swell today. Tyler, what's up? I heard they made part of the old bridge into a pier. I haven't looked into it. Haven't been home, so I don't know. Big waves yet, or any significant wind yet either. My predict wind is showing it to be really nice until about the time I get out of it. Like about an hour and a half from now, it's supposed to pick up significantly. But it's not supposed to be more than 20 knots all day. It's going to be 30 knots tonight, but during the day, it looks okay. 15 knots maybe. Yeah, I talked to a guy at church, this guy here, Pat Robbins. He's on the Pacific Salmon Treaty Council or whatever, the big salmon regulators that set all the limits up and down the coast. And he was at some meeting in Oregon. And he said while he was at the meeting, somebody came up to him and showed him my YouTube channel. Oh, no. Another one of the regulators, I guess. But they don't pay any attention. I told him, I'm like, man, this is the worst winter ever and there's no fish. And he's like, well, the studies show that there's more fish than ever. So that's why all the forecasts are up in the Alaskan rivers, because apparently they have some way to track the smolts. He said they have some smolt outflow tracking something at one of these rivers that showed there was a lot of fish. I'm like, dude, there's no fish. And he's like, well, then why is there so many birds over the bay and you say there's no feed? So I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm just the guy out here with 16 hooks trolling back and forth for the last 6 months without catching anything. What do I know? You guys tell me with your paperwork how many fish there are. We'll see. Time will tell, that's what he said. not, it's, again, it doesn't seem like it's too close together. Let's count. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi. There's really not one on the back. Maybe 7 seconds to the next wave will be real big. I don't know, maybe that's not too slow. Just wait till we get some more. We'll count it out. I think 7 seconds. Oh, Shannon's a shock over 1 moon! Oh. Thank you, Shannon! National Marine Fisheries shut down bluefin recreational last year at the beginning of the season. Could have caught all you wanted. Last year being, so you're talking about January of 2025 or you're talking about January of 2026? Oh, the Gary Fund! What's the Gary Fund? July to December. In the southern region of North Carolina, I don't know, I heard that they raised the quota because there were so many they figured it was fully recovered. That's good. I fished for them like 12 years ago when there was a bunch of them. When they caught the North Carolina record on the Sea Breeze, I was out there and we had one of those fish. We fought it for like 8 hours and lost it. And the next day, the Sea Breeze brought in that 800-pounder. But man, we used to get them. We'd go twice a year. We'd go at the beginning of the season, like in February, or I guess that's not the beginning, but we would normally go in February and March. I guess if we didn't get one, we'd go back. But it seems to me like we always got one, so maybe I'm thinking like 1 year we go in February, the next year in March. We just follow the reports. We always got our giant tuna. Sometimes we had to go out like 2 or 3 times, but we'd get a hotel down there. My buddy would trailer his 24-footer down there, and we'd wait for a weather window, and I'd take off work, and we'd go on like a long weekend and go get them. And then I think it got harder to catch them, and then now it's like they're everywhere again, even more than before. I want some good news here. Let's go to James. Let's read a little bit out of James chapter 2. My brethren, do not hold the faith of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Lord of glory, with partiality. For there should come into your assembly a man with gold rings and fine apparel, and there should also come in a poor man with filthy clothes. And you pay attention to the one wearing fine clothes and say to him, you sit here in a good place, and say to the poor man, you stand there, or sit at my footstool. Have you not shown partiality among yourselves and become judges with evil thoughts? Listen, my beloved brethren, has God not chosen the poor of this world to be rich in faith and heirs of the kingdom which he promised to those who love him? But you have dishonored the poor man. Do not the rich oppress you and drag you into the courts? Do they not blaspheme that noble name by which you are called? If you really fulfill the royal law according to the scripture, you shall love your neighbor as yourself, you do well. But if you show partiality, you commit sin, and are convicted by the law as transgressors. For whoever shall keep the whole law and yet stumble in one point, he is guilty of all. For he who said, do not commit adultery, also said, do not murder. Now if you do not commit adultery, but you do murder, you will become a transgressor of the law. So speak and do as those who will be judged by the law of liberty. For judgment is without mercy to the one who has shown no mercy. Mercy triumphs over judgment. Pretty simple enough for me to understand. Amen. The wind seems to be picking up a little bit, but it's right behind me, so I'm not feeling it. It's like a 5-knot wind. read that, and then I think about the guy. When I think about like churches selling front row seats, or people saying you have to dress up in a tie to go to church, I'm like, I don't think so. I'm not seeing it in the Bible. Yeah, it's not too bad so far. We'll give it a shot. Haven't caught a darn thing out here recently, but I go for it anyway. Whatever. Get out here while we can. The wind's gonna pick up today. Yeah, it costs a fortune to ship anything around here. No, I didn't have a wood boat. I've never had a wooden boat. I had a Nordic tug, fiberglass, hand-laid fiberglass boat like this one. And before that, trolling, I used the lodge boat that was an aluminum boat. I trolled with that a little bit, hand trolling. And I have a fiberglass skiff, but like my advisor has advised me never to get a wood boat. I know some people love them, but they sink a lot. Fiberglass boats sink too, but not because planks popped, from 100-year-old nails and wood planks. No, it's got fake wood. Like when they had it in a mold, the mold has like fake wood. It looks like wood, but it's not. It's fiberglass. It's hand-laid, solid fiberglass. The Nordic tug. Yeah, I basically gave that boat away. The guy gave me $1,000, hey, $1,000, and I don't have to pay to store it anymore, so I was happy with that. But he got a real deal. A lot of people in town were mad at me. They were like, well, why didn't you sell it to me for $1,000? I'm like, you should have offered me $1,000. I was trying to sell it for $5,000. I paid $38,000 for it. I think we'll be able to fish today, at least till the wind comes up. Maybe a little bit of wind is what these fish need to make a bite for me, We'll just try going down the gut and going out the outside edge of the reef. That's where the spring fish usually bite at. Make a couple passes in there and see if they're home yet. Nobody's home, they would just turn around and go back up inside the cove. It looked like those hand trollers were getting busy with something. Maybe they caught something. There was a hand troller that went somewhere up in the islands. He had a 15-pounder. I talked to him on like Sunday or something. What happened now? Yeah, there is actually, Tyler. There's one called the Cassidy Ann The guy wants $60,000 for it, and he'll do owner financing. I can't remember I don't know the name of the haul, but it's like a common haul. It's a 36 footer, I think. A lot of people have them. I should probably buy the thing. I don't have any money. This boat will work for what I'm doing right now. Yeah, the guy got a different boat, a bigger one. The boat's it's on the boat brokers. If you just look up Power Troller Longliner for sale, Yakutat, it'll pop right up, I bet. It's called the Cassidy Ann. It's a nice boat. Oh yeah, I heard about those guys that got killed in Massachusetts. Where were they? Because I saw a clip. It was actually in the background of a guy was scrolling the news and talking about something else, and I saw it said something about famous TV fishermen. Was it one of the Wicked Tuna guys that got killed out there, or what? Who was it? Oh, Lily Jean. I've never heard of them. What were they doing out there in February? The lobstering or what? I didn't know anything was open out there this time. I would have thought like draggers, like big clam draggers and stuff. We're gonna be able to fish, you guys. I don't even have my stabilizers out. We're over the finger bars, so that's a clear indication of fishing them. Yeah, I saw a notification. We're waiting these fish show up. We're going to whip up on them. We just need some numbers of fish to come around for us to catch. Leo's probably getting them on the pinnacles. I don't see them out here out front. Probably too rough for them out here. Might be hiding out here somewhere though. Well, this boat used to be called the Stonewall. It was in Juneau for a long time. Every port has a couple of these boats, and they fish with the bigger boats. A lot of times they stay out in rougher weather that a lot of these big boats can't handle because of the way they're designed. The big guys say that these ones are like ducks. They just bob up through the waves instead of getting smashed by the wave. They ride on them. I think both, Cooper. We need some of this spring, the bait fish. There's a bunch of smelt that come up out of the open ocean, I guess, or out of the deep or something. All these smelt show up here, and then the king salmon follow them. And then after the smelt, there's the spring herring run, and the fish seem to follow the herring as far as the ocean bar. And then they wait for them coming in and out of the bay. They don't like to be right with them while they're spawning, the herring, but they follow the biomass around. And then once they're done spawning, they hunt for them, but they don't get right up in them while they're spawning. There's too many of them. definitely some pretty big waves out here, but I think they're far enough apart that we won't have a problem. Like I said, my stabilizer's on out. We're almost to where we're going to put our lines down. I'm just going to get out here a little further and throw the stages in and then set my boom. We'll fish the gut. May 10th. Yeah, I used to fish. When I lived in Virginia, I drive to Maryland on weekends. I drive to the Route 50 bridge, fish off the Route 50 bridge. Pretty much caught them year round. January, February, and March were tough, but you can still get them. Fish hard enough. Most of the time you can get them year round there. February and March, really tough. January too. Starting in April, it got better. We're pretty good in April sometimes. Well, we have been fishing and it's been like zero wind every time we go out. Today there's going to be some wind. But I won't be too far from the harbor here. Take me about like 35 minutes to get back inside of protected water or something like that. Pumping out the bilge. What the heck is a bull rake? Oh, an oyster catching thing? Yeah, lame. The wind's building as I get close to the spot. It's getting more breezy. Got like a 1 foot chop now. Up for a 0 foot chop. Probably 6-7 foot swell with a little chop coming from the opposite direction building in. Let me sling my stabilizers out, then I'll come back and bring you all outside and set the gear. Take her out of gear before I throw those stages out. I've had problems with them. Sometimes my stabilizers go for the prop and the rudder and take it out of gear and slow down before I put them out. Yeah, I think it's a rainstorm coming. It's going to make all this wind. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, let's just get our stuff set in here. Which one's the... Alright, we'll see if we can catch anything today. I got my doubts, but... trying it anyhow. One nice thing about not catching anything is you don't have to get wet. It ain't raining yet. That's just the sprinkling right now, but it's coming. Get my hooks down and then be able to mind our own business, not catching anything and don't get wet. But we gotta get our hooks in the water so we can at least pretend like we're fishing. Or like we're waiting for them to come. Maybe they'll come today, dude. Let's see what we can do. Grab a couple herring. I think I got at least a couple herring rigs out there. Grab me a couple herring out of the back of the boat here. Drag on. Load this out of position. Hold on, you guys. That's the problem. Alright! Let's try this. I got an extra hoochie laying here. Get that black one off of there and put this purple one up there. Crash our heads again soon. Patrick's moon, what do they call it? The moon walker or whatever. Liking this thing. They like this a lot. All the bottom fish and stuff have been liking it, is what I should say. Let's brush this side too, That's as toxic as it gets. I tried to breathe when I do that. got this thing on like a super long leader. It's really excessive. Let's trade it out for a smaller spoon. I got a smaller one right here. I had a plug on it. It was a plug leader. Then I tied a spoon on it. So let's go with a regular old number 6 QI. Light leader. Trim the leader off. Probably set a little bit too long too. The water was super clear the other day. I made all my liters like really long, but now the water's not clear at all. I'm gonna shorten them up a little bit. Shorten this one up just a little bit. Part of it too is just experimenting to see if I could get him to bite something different. Leo was out fishing us, so I was trying longer leaders. Typically my boat fishes better with about 1.5 fathoms leader. I just took a little bit off that. There's a bait, big ass herring on here. Big old honking herring. I should probably put a toothpick in that and hold the hook back a little bit. But go with it. See what happens. If they hit on it, then we'll adjust it. Run it nice and straight. I almost feel like I should move that off the bottom a little bit so I don't get a link out on it. Put the plug in on the top part. Alright, we're in business now. Got all our gear set. Got some herring juice on my jacket. wrap up these extra hoochies. Link cod steal our hoochies. We'll want some ready to go. Can have this one ready to deploy. Should we need them? Bring them inside. We'll take this. Big spoons are great when you need them. You really want them, but don't need them yet. Let's go inside. Shovel out of my way so I don't trip on it. Alright. Not really in the zone right here. Oh, 44 people! Tap the screen! Do me a favor and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 9.4K. Back to the boring part. Rambling with the booms. Hello. There in the loo. Thanks for coming by, everybody. Beverly Collins. To make a living. I'm working. It's my job, that's why. Oh, Beverly, what's up? Ryan G. Yeah, we're trying. It's been terrible fishing. No fish. Maybe today we got a little breeze. Yeah, I see it. I see you said get my number from Nick and give you a call. Okay. Okay. I'm not coming down there to crabfish. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, all 4 wires out. If it was about 3 times as windy as this, I'd just put 2 down and make 1 pass and go in, but this thing's fishable. We got them all out there. I set them a little bit deeper because we have been trying to get on top of the reef without catching anything. So this time, let's just go right down the middle and down the edge of it. Go down the middle of the gut and then troll down the outside edge. That's where I want to find a big number of these fish when they come in, instead of trying to scratch away at them on top. Let's just make a pass right down the middle. Maybe we'll fish the top on our way back in. Come on, King Solomon! Yeah, we're fishing right about 60 feet deep. Oh, thank you so much, Gary. Thanks for the super chat. We already got some fuel money in the pocket. Bitcoin's coming back. Bitcoin's all the way back to 80,000. Boy, the tide is raging in. It is really pushing in. Or maybe that's the wind. No, it's the tide. It's coming in about 1.5 knots. It's coming. tide or current, whatever. I'm pointed down the bay, and it's only letting me, I'm trolling at 2.1 knots, 1.8 knots. Let's go a little faster. We're not even in the right area yet. Yeah, hopefully it's moving some fish around, that's for sure. Well, we couldn't do hardly any worse than we did last time out here, so I would try fishing deeper today. Last time we rolled around all day long with 9 fathoms out. I got 10 or 11 out now. Just a touch deeper. Is it a full moon? I was wondering about that. Someone was talking about full moon when I came out here 3 days ago. It makes it hard to catch them on the bar when the tide's doing that. You know, you gotta come out and fish though, because I've had you know, like banner days on the full moon. You just never know for sure. In general, it makes it harder to fish, but you never know. When they go and do what they want. Sometimes they're here, sometimes they're not. It's been so many they're not here that odds are, especially as the season progresses towards March, we'll run into them eventually. The boat's nice and full of fuel, and I got the tanks full of water too, so we're riding these little chops and this 7-foot swell, riding real nice today. Henry Brassard! I know, that's right. Can't catch them sitting at the dock. That's what I figured. I'm probably not going to try for very long today. If I don't start catching them right away, I'm going to head back towards the dock. Yeah, big tide, good for bass. They say the big tide moves them up the bay. There's always slack water. We'll have slack tide at some point. I have 3 phones now, but I only brought one with me. Go figure. And I didn't bring a charger. I had a USB-C charger, but I cut it. So, oh, I got one. I do got one. I take it back. I got this multi-charger thing here. I got this with the multiple charger, and then the hook just decided to join in on that. Let's see if it works. USB-C. High in 2.5 hours. Strong outgoing. Alright, so it's half tide right now. It's maximum speed incoming, pretty much. It says there's water in the charger. Big surprise. I'm gonna go put it by the heater. Set it over there on my exhaust. See how much water's in it then. Try again in like a half hour. I came out with a pretty full battery charge, so might be alright. Brand new phone. Yeah, that's how the tide works when it's, so you got a 6-hour tidal period that flows for 6 hours. And what happens is you got slack tide when it's changing. And then as it gets closer to the next tide, it speeds up. And when it's halfway, it's at maximum speed. And then as it gets closer to the next slack, it starts slowing down again. So if we're 2.5 hours from the next tide, we're pretty much maximum current. But it'll start slowing down soon. It really runs, when it's a full moon like this, it runs pretty hard all the way up to like a half hour from slack. Let's see what we can do with them here. Yeah, keeper would be nice. What we're looking for coming in here in February is we're looking for schools of fish. We're looking for like, you know, a keeper on every pass or like a double, a triple. It should be any time now. We need that feed to get in here. Those hooligans to start running. No, it's a Perkins 4236. Henry. Yeah, the only problem with the bigger boat is it costs more when you don't catch any fish. I've been doing a whole lot of not catching any fish this winter. So it's nice to have a smaller boat for that. Yeah, we're only trolling at 1.6 knots. It's a huge tide coming in. That's about as strong as it gets around here. I'm not going to speed up. I got bait out there. I don't want to rip my bait off the hooks just to get out of this. I'm kind of in the channel right here where it pisses it down. Oh, Louisiana! That's cool. That's ridiculous. But if you got a 67-foot or a 62-foot Viking, you can afford the fuel, I guess. Big Matt, what's up? We're just trolling around the vast wasteland here, waiting for the schools and late winter, early spring schools to show up. Taking a look out here. We haven't fished in I think a couple days, and we're not gonna be able to fish for a while, so might as well try today again. I got full fuel tanks pretty much, and I'm tanked down. It's supposed to get a little breezy today, but nothing crazy till tonight, so maybe that's what we need, is a little wind to get the boat bouncing around some. On the bite. Not seeing anything great on the sonar. Yeah, I got a lot of sharks, man. I've caught so many sharks. What kind of shark? I got blue sharks, mako sharks, tiger sharks, bull sharks, dusky sharks, hammerhead sharks. Did I already say dog shark? Got a lot of those. Not most by far. Salmon shark. I've never actually landed a salmon shark, but I sure have hooked them before. Hooked a lot of them out here doing this. Not even hooked them, but I drug them up. They grab onto the salmon and then they just come up to the top before they bite it off the rest of the way. Yeah, we're in the gut now. Coming down the old gut. Is that Scotty? There we go, I'll show you. I see bank fishing with Jim. In the gut. Whole lot of nothing on sonar. It's Cruising around the racetrack area here. This is the gut. This is the gut I'm talking about. We can fish this. You can fish in the gut here, even in like 25 knot winds, if you want to. The seas have to be less than 10 feet if it's going to be windy. 10 foot is like max. It's not nice. So today it's supposed to be like 7 foot and maybe 15 knot winds by this afternoon. It's doable. I have never caught a 3-ton great white. I don't think I've ever even seen a great white. Seen a lot of the other sharks though. I know that's right, Henry. Stupid sharks. Eating up on all my fish. My port heavy looks a little funny. Might be a lingcod pulling on it over there. I kind of doubt it, 'cause we didn't catch any lingcod the last time we were out here. And the tide only got stronger. They seem to move out of this area where I fish when the tide's really strong. The lingcod are often not around. There's a little bit of feed, that's good. A little tiny bit of feed on the surface. Yeah, we're trolling here. We got 4 wires out, and those lines right there, they go up into the rigging. See, they go up on my pole there, and then down in the water there. There's big downriggers with downrigger cannonballs. So I got 50-pound lead weights, and then there's 4 leaders trailing off of each wire. I got 4 wires down, 2 on each side of the boat. 2 go straight down next to the boat, 2 are on big planer boards that go back behind the boat. Looking for king salmon. Yeah, that's about what it costs me to fish. I don't know, 30 bucks about a day. Depends what I'm doing. Pretty irritating to me seeing all the news and they're touting their $1.99 a gallon gas, and it's $6.30 at the pump here for gas. They raised the milk price. Now milk is $9.30 per half gallon in Yakutat. Really bad. I don't see any fish. I wonder if maybe I should go back out here and try that 15 fathom drag again today. What we call those lingcod and stuff. I just move my herring bait up off the bottom some so they don't get it. As long as I'm not stretching my spring out on a rock, it'll be fine. Boy, my port heavy is really starting to wiggle around like it might have something on it. Get a little further out here where I can turn. Okay. I guess I ought to pick it up right now and look. Let's see what we got. Probably nothing. I was thinking I should turn the boat down swell, but I don't have a down swell turn. When I turn the boat, I'm going to be side swell, so let's just check it while we go right dead into it here. Let's see what we got. It's probably nothing, but it looks like it's vibrating. It was wiggling around a little bit, and now it's vibrating. Got them on the old, whatever the heck that thing is. They like it. Yeah. Nailed it. What do I got to get more of those or what? I don't have any more of those. Put him right in the old fish box here. That's what I'm talking about. First pass. That's what we're looking for right there now. We'll get one on a plug next, Shannon, don't worry. Give me a second. Patrick should get a kick out of that. Got it on his spoon there. I think I saw where it hit right on the edge of that reef. I was watching the wire. It started to bounce just a tiny bit and vibrate. Yeah, that thing's like crazy green and glow. I got something similar. It's similar to this, really. You can try this with a 7/0 hook on it. I don't know, it's a lot like that. They actually have a deal on those at the hardware store right now. Yeah. White. I think the guy's name is John. It might have been Patrick that sent that to me. I don't remember now. One of those guys. I got a black one around here somewhere. They sent me a box. It had a black one with blaze orange ladder on it and that green one. I don't see where the black one went off to, or I put it on. I'm just driving straight out the gut now. The Highliner boats that come out here, that's what they always do. They don't turn around and stay on the edge of the reef. They go, a lot of times if there's a lot of fish around, they'll be like further out. You just go straight out of the gut and keep going. Sometimes you find them out here, it could be really good. I'm in 15 fathoms right here. One thing's for sure, if I turn around and go back up in the gut, it'll be like no time and I'll be at the top of the gut again. It'll be 5.5 knots going the other way. I'd rather find them out here on the ocean. Alright, let's go back up along the reef again. Yeah, out here, out front, this is where the hooligan and stuff gather up in the spring. That was the hatchery fish. Big one. Yeah, I know what the parachute jig is. I'm from Virginia. We fish stripers back there. Those jigs actually work good for the lingcod here. I've used them on dingle bar troll setup. Delta Snook, get to work! We actually got one, Delta Snook. First pass. Pulled one off the bottom. The famous, oh yeah, pork rind. I never fished pork rind. I fished dead eels before though. They're a lot like pork rind. Tough as nails. Yeah, let's try that again. Go right back over that spot, the gut. See if we get another one. 5.5 knots trolling back to the tide. Red color. I was shocked when I saw a king salmon on that thing. It came up and wrapped around the flasher. It had the flasher, and the flasher was pointed down. I thought it was going to be a lingcod or something on the flasher, and then I saw that the flasher had the leader below it. That's usually a king salmon. Then I seen him. King salmon number 1. It'd be nice if they raised the price since there's a few boats fishing here. Thank you, Gary! Looking for that spoon that I got from Patrick. I think it was Patrick that said it. Maybe it was the Salt Slayer. I'm getting them all mixed up now. Yeah, keeper food! Yeah, we're in the black now. We got the keeper fund, the fuel fund, the membership fund, and also the actual fish we got. That's good. That covers fuel right there. King chasing. See how they like it when I go back up with the tide. There's the tide behind us now. So the gear will be working a lot slower this way. I think that fish was right on the bottom because I was pretty close to hitting the bottom when it bit, and it bit on the ball spoon. Glad it didn't bite the bait and then get away. A lot of times they don't get the hook real well when they bite the bait, especially if you're going like 100 miles an hour like I was. Well, this beats the last trip out here. We didn't catch anything, that's for sure. All we had to do was get one fish. Do better than that. We got him. Right in here is where we got the bite, I think. We got one in here the day that Leo got 4. Right in the same spot, just about. I don't think Leo's out here. He must be either in the islands or on the pinnacles. Yeah, you're supposed to catch more when you're going with the current, but I've found a lot of times I catch more when I'm running against it. I think maybe because the gear is spinning around faster when I'm pushing against the current, as opposed to when I turn around and go this way. I don't really feel like I should be going 5.5, 6 knots, so I slow down a little bit. It feels like the fish are facing into the current, and they don't really turn around on my gear. But if I'm running against the current, it ends up with the gear spinning in their face for a long time, and they can't stand it. I'm trolling at 6.6 knots right now, coming up the bay. Look at this. Look. Seven knots. You can't make that up. We are flying. Holy mackerel. Slow down a little bit more. Haven't you watched John Skinner? Go watch John Skinner's videos. He's fishing in Florida right now. Look him up on YouTube, John Skinner, and then watch his latest video. Subscribe. You need to get some sheep's head. I'm sure there's sheep's head there, right? You're right in the middle of Florida. I don't think you're too far north or too far south to get in on the action. You should be able to catch fish there. You should have all the different fish there. But I can see how, like, that bridge area where you're at, it's like a backwater, you know, it's pretty far away from the ocean. Might be hard to catch them in there. Nice speeding wahoo, I know, but I'm like barely turning my screw. I'm just coming up the bay with the current here. It's not because I'm pushing it. We're just flying with the current. Right here, all the current's all mixed around and stuff. It's a good spot to pick up a fish. See if we get one here. I probably won't catch another one, Zyro. I'm up to my one fish limit for the next 3 hours. You can go look up John Skinner. I save it shorts for all the fish I catch, don't worry. Yeah, corner of the current. Well, I can do that when I turn around and go back the way I came, and then get down to the front of the reef. We'll be quartering it, but we can check the north side of the reef. Sometimes those fish land up here when it's pushing in real hard like this. A little bit of feed right here. Yeah, I'm into the wahoo. I've got a long range plan for next October. I went out on the Shogun in October last year and got my first wahoo. Yeah, they catch them a little differently on that long range deal. I got mine on the troll. They catch them like normal on the troll with the DTX minnow, but they catch them on the stops too with live bait and wahoo. jigs, and pretty much anything you throw out or bite onto, I guess. But yeah, I watch a lot of fishing videos, man. I watch all that stuff where the guys pretty much do all different kinds of fishing on YouTube, and I watch all of it. I've definitely seen them do what you're talking about. What's going on there? Crazy, man. Having a hard time turning the boat with all this current pushing on me. My right spring stretched out really crazy there, like something was on it, but I don't know. Yeah, they make oars that color. Last year, they said that the like a lime truce color was getting them really good. Something like bright chartreuse, leaning on lime truce for the long range boats. They caught a lot of them, man. It was a big year for wahoo. They stopped biting recently, but they were catching them for, I don't know, 4 months or something, 3 months. It was a big wahoo hit this year, wasn't it, Gary? Yeah, watch his last video. He put one out. I watched it like last night or this morning. I can't remember. Recently. He might be in Southwest Florida. I'm not sure. Yeah, I've seen those videos where they catch the snot out of them there in the Bahamas. I haven't seen anything from recently though. Come on, give us another fish. Here we go. We're going back on the same. Wow, we're only doing 0.9 knots now. A lot of current coming up here. Those long range boats, we're getting like 30 a day. They got 25 anglers on board, but they're getting 30 a day every day for like whenever they were biting, whenever they were finding them, which was a lot of the time. Every time except for when I was out there, we only caught like 5 or 6 the whole trip. I heard about those big bluefin being around. That's crazy. Yeah, we don't know what's coming up for this year. It could be good. I wish I had the money and the time. I'd go down there this spring for sure. You know they're going to start biting closer to San Diego soon. Sounds like no big elephant on the down the lower banks. The report is pretty dead. It's like they always say, oh, we see them, but they're not biting. I don't know. Probably not that many of them around. I just hope the fishery stays strong. I'm not going to be back till October, so. I'm hoping we can get a little bit of everything next October. I'd like to get into the mahi and the wahoo and the yellowtail more. and some bigger yellowfin. Any one of those in good numbers would be fine. We had pretty tough fishing on my trip. Yeah, that's cool. When I lived in Virginia, we fished in the Norfolk Canyon. My buddy's boat was out of Chickasee, so we had the Norfolk right outside the back door there. Norfolk Canyon. My favorite was fishing down out of Oregon Inlet, though. Out of Oregon Inlet, we go to the Point. That's the best canyon I've ever fished out of. Always fish there. Garbage Adventure Jamaica, what's up? I don't want to clean that fish, but I'm going to have to go out there and clean it pretty soon here. At least it's not so cold that my hose will be frozen. Pulling a Judah right now. Hit the bottom. It doesn't seem to be getting any better. Come on, give us another one here. Very cold in Jamaica. You'd die if you were here if you think that's cold. It's 35 degrees and raining here. I don't know, it might be 40. It's pretty nice too. Yeah, that's not a good time to go in there. At 8 foot, there's no water at the bottom of the wave on the bar. They all white water and sandbar. Freaking buoys don't make any sense. There's like a buoy here, a buoy there. Somebody's like homemade white foam buoy over here. Like, you don't know. Yeah. Best bet is to follow a charter boat in there, and if it's not time for the charter boats to come in at 8 o'clock, it's not going to be good. Fishing out of Oregon Inlet brought me closer to God, that's for sure. I learned to pray out there in that 24-footer. That's no joke. Doesn't get much easier to navigate once you get underneath the bridge, but at least you don't think you're gonna drown, you know, just drown the boat. got some fishing videos for us, Garf? Why don't you go to my community page and post a link to a video where you catch a fish, Garf, and I'll watch it. Go to my community. You know how to do that? Just click on my channel, go to visit community, and then link up one of your fishing videos and put it on my channel. We'll watch it. Let me get the boat turned straight. We'll go out there and clean that fish while we're in a nice snag-free zone here. Pointed straight into the swell. So much tide coming in, the boat doesn't want to point down the gut. It's trying to take my bow over. Let's see if we find the nose. That's the boat. Let's see, just go out there. Gotta clean that fish. That's a good quality of props to have right there. Put on my apron too so I don't get all soaking wet. Marking a little bit of feed again. Just a little bit of bait fish here showing up in the gut. That's good. Now we see another biter. Another bite. Hopefully I hit the right button for the hose. Got my fuses all mixed up there the other day when we burned out that Vickers pump fuse. I pulled another one out of place on accident. Empty stomach, it's got like a deflated stomach on it. I got some kind of tendonitis or something in my left elbow. Hurts. Hurts to set that float out. Pretty much hurts to do anything with it. Years ago I got my right elbow was bad. Now my left elbow's going bad on me. pretty good now. Nice fish. That's the prize right there. Fin clipper. See if we get some more. Oh, rain out there. It's about 12 pounds. Wish it was 20 pounds. Except if it had been 20 pounds, it probably would have broke the line. It's starting to get a little gnarly out there. Today we caught a fish, so got that going for us. Yeah, I do. That's right, Longbeard. I'll take that one. It's an improvement from the last trip. 100% better than last time. And in a lot less time, too. Thing was being real sneaky. We might have more on, just not know about it, because that one barely moved the line at all when it hit. Let's go on out to the west here, see how far to the west we can get before it gets all super rough. We'll go over top of that shallow spot, maybe get them off of that. I think we caught that fish on the shallow reef there. Big waves coming through here right now. Let's see if I can catch it on the phone. Turn that thing around. See them? They're nice and slow moving. Swells though, ground swell they call it. I got a new zip tie for my new phone on there. Come on, King Solomon, be home today. It's about the right time of year for him to show up here. I got one King Salmon! We're out on the edge of the ocean entrance here. Yeah, we're in the ocean pretty much. They give us a little bump out in front of the bay. It's super shallow here, but like we're out even with the shoreline, a couple miles offshore. Off Ocean Cape, we call it. Yep, so far this one king. I've only ever pulled up one line yet. I saw it biting. I mean, I haven't seen any other bites. It was a real mild bite, but I saw something happen. Yeah, I'm in Alaska. It seemed like something hammered my starboard heavy on my turn up there, but it never came tight, I don't think. It just did a big bounce like while it was slack. It might have hit the bait and not got the hook. Mr. Tree, what's up? Thank you so much for the likes, everybody. Thank you for the subscription. Thank you for membership. Thank you for super chat. Thanks for supporting. Big wave video. I don't know which one you're talking about. I don't love the big waves. They never got any bigger than this. That'd be fine with me. These waves are big enough to keep the skiffs away, but not big enough to bother me. No, I haven't seen it. Does Scotty make one with the AI? I've seen what he did with the persistence. That's cool. I had a company trying to get me to do the, they wanted me to contract them to do short videos for me. And then there was a company this morning that wanted me to do something else. Like, oh, yeah, short videos again. They were like, no. A company this morning emailed me, they wanted to do a loop where like, they said we could take your trapping video and make it into a 24-hour live loop, you know, to get your views and watch time or whatever, I don't know. Make the fake live video. Have you ever seen that where you see like the Asians and they're fishing and it's like, oh, they got something big. Oh, it's like you're just waiting to see what it is. And it's this really deceptive loop where it's like continuously they're fighting the fish and it never comes to fruition. I think that's the software, this AI software that they're trying to sell me to use on my channel. Come on, fishy, fishy! It's 77 feet deep here, right where I normally fish at. Most of the time when I'm catching fish, I look down at the sonar, it says 75 feet. We're at 79, 80, 78. We're in kind of a deeper spot here. see. Almost there. See my normal track. We caught the fish like right there, right under my thumb, on the edge there. Pretty sure I saw it bite in there. That's where it was. Underwater mountains near me. Yeah, we got pinnacles in the middle of the bay. They're not really that huge. Up about 90 miles northwest, there's a pretty big mountain. It's where I used to fish out of Icy Bay when I charter fished there. Off Cape Yakatakum. And then to the southeast of me, there's a very famous fishing ground. It's called the Fairweather Grounds. It's about 65 miles, maybe a little further southeast, out in the ocean. It's like 25 miles offshore, and it's far away from harbor. Big boat country. There's been these Monterey Clippers go out there every once in a while. People are desperate enough, or stupid enough. Depends on how you look at it. If the weather's nice enough, I don't know. Yeah, I might do charters this spring, I don't know. I have before. I was a charter captain for a long time. Running somebody else's boat, you don't really get paid very well around here. At least where I worked. I worked for a flyout lodge for a long time. The pay wasn't very good. We had a lot of benefits though, where like, you can go moose hunting. That's like a main benefit. Moose are just like, so easy to get a moose. I shot a bunch of moose in sandals up there. Just, take the ATV and then walk 50 yards and call it and shoot the moose. No problem. Yeah, my starboard wire is kind of blown out a lot. I wonder if there's something on it. Run out there and check it when we get past this one shallow spot. Oh yeah, I got a bunch of flashes on that line. It's probably just a bunch of flashes. Drag it back. Yeah, Gary Clushcan. He's cool. He wants me to work for him, but I don't know. I don't really want to work for anybody else. I can't keep all my trash on the dashboard if it's somebody else's boat. They don't like that very much. Yeah, he lives in Sitka now, but he used to live here full time. He's got that boat called the Warrior. Yeah, the whale watching's big business in Sitka. Maybe he'll do it in Yakutat Bay, but we don't have like reliable whales to see here. Sometimes they're around, sometimes they're not. In Sitka, they're always there. Be nice if we could get another bite, huh? thing is, it's like, I gotta do it myself, you know. That's what I was talking about, getting the, I gotta renew my captain's license, which is kind of a big deal, but it's not impossible. It's just a huge pain in the butt. And then all you gotta do is buy basic insurance for your business and go down to City Hall and give them like $100 for a business license. And then you can take people salmon trolling, no big deal. Halibut charters, you gotta have like a halibut permit, which is $100,000 basically. $80,000 to take people halibut fishing. But I don't really like halibut fishing anyway, and it's gotten to be really poor, especially compared to what it used to be. If people wanted to go salmon trolling on this boat, it would make more sense than halibut fishing on this boat. Because I can use my commercial downriggers to send down fishing rods, no problem. The main thing people want is to be able to have a chance at catching the fish, you know, and for it to be safe and enjoyable. I think we might be, you know, pushing the enjoyable side with this boat, but it's safe because we catch fish, so. Northern Fishing Outdoors! Welcome in, Tom Garner! We caught one on the first pass, and we haven't had a single bite since. Got him on the moonshine spoon. For number 2. Yeah, that thing barely bit, but it was hooked pretty good. It was on there. It swallowed the thing. Put it all the way in its mouth. Sucked that 7/0 hook right into the side of its face. Had him in the thick part, not just that little wimpy flap of skin. I had him right in the cheek. Hoping if I got anything else hooked on the wire, that's how it's hooked too. No lines come around to peel them off while I'm not checking my gear. Sam Demmer told me that he talked to Leo, and Leo told him that the day he caught 9 fish, he was just catching fish everywhere. They were like biting on his hooks wherever he went. You know, over the deep, on the shallows, to the west, to the east, just everywhere. Randomly. I always take that stuff with a grain of salt. I saw where he was fishing, I think. Well, maybe. We got now in the middle between these 2 reefs. There's like a slightly higher spot. We caught 2 fish off of that already. It's a weird spot. Like it's sitting in the middle of nowhere. something. I don't know. It's probably not a fish, but it looked like a potential fish. Kind of deep down there. 80 feet, 88 feet. I'm in 15 fathoms now. No, I don't usually use spoons that don't have welded rings. I definitely don't buy them. I don't order them. I've tried ordering them before and it never went well for me. That one seems to be working with the scissor snap on it, but it's on the front of it. But it twists my line a lot. Since it doesn't have a swivel, my line's been getting twisted up. When I put it out that first day, I caught a fish with it right away, so I haven't moved it. It's been right in the same spot ever since. It's got another one on it. No, they're definitely not too lightweight. My favorite spoon is that Diamond King. It's feather light. It's really light. It makes it pretty. I got a 7/0 hook on it, and I got a big bronze, whatever the heck it is, scissor snap on that thing. It's heavy the way I got it rigged. It flutters pretty slow. Kind of wondered if I picked up another fish on that same line. It's actually a little bit funny. Probably not. Keep an eye on it. Kid Killer, what's up? Well, we got the skunk out of the way. That's beauty. I hate coming out here and not catching anything. That's really, really terrible. At least we got one nice sized fish too. I'm just looking around. We're waiting for our big bite to happen out here, you know. One of these days we're gonna come out here and catch 10 or 15. Any day now. Usually after the first week in February, so we got another week to go. But there ought to be something showing up here soon. We got one, so that's a start. I don't know how long I'm gonna fish today. It's supposed to start getting windy. The waves are pretty big. Starting to white cap a little bit. But I want to try down here by this red can off the west corner of this racetrack. That's where the big numbers usually are. Come out here and make sure they're not out here snapping right now. Because I will fish in some rough weather for some good numbers. Fish through the day if they're out here. It's supposed to be like 15-foot seas tomorrow. I'm not going to be able to fish in that. But I can fish in this any day. Not seeing anything out here in the deep. Yeah, we can't skunk while we're commercial fishing. Not too much, Russ. You know, we're just burning up the fuel and oil and wear on the engine and everything else. Wear on mental wear too. Yeah, I got Wolverine traps now. They're mostly catching martin, and I don't really feel like killing any more martin in our area. So I've been kind of pulling. I pulled one of those traps out. It's got a mark in it. I just took the whole trap out. The roadway out to the end of the road is starting to melt off. I'd like to, if it'll melt before February 15th, I'd like to take all the boxes and stuff for Wolverine and put them out there for a quick soak before it's over. Maybe get another one for myself. It'd be good if we had some beavers, or I guess otter will work. I don't know. Any big old piece of meat should work. Beaver is the best though, that's what they always say. Yeah, those square traps in the milk crates are Wolverine traps, and Wolverine lynx is what they're targeting, but they catch martins too. Well, that's good. I couldn't tell if you guys could even see what I was doing on that thing. The internet's not very good at the house. I need to upgrade it. Haven't gotten around to it yet. Found out my neighbor's supposed to get married. You guys met Tom Davis, right? I heard in church that he's got some bride coming in who's looking for someone to marry him. Congratulations, Tom! Yeah, Scotty says they'll flesh the hide out for you. The only downside is that they flew all over my truck. Alicia, good to see you. King should be here any day now. Should be pretty wide open by March 1st. After March 1st, there's only 15 days of the season left though. It all depends. I don't know. They might give us an extension. They have been giving us extensions so we can catch our quota, but this year is so terrible. Like, they shut it because it was so bad in the past. Like, I don't see them giving us an extension when there was like no fish. The idea is they close it so they conserve the fish. I expect them to close it March 15th, but we'll see. They're dumb. They're dummies, man. They don't pay any attention to what the fishermen say. They got like a fish and game AI that tells them what to do. We normally get them pretty good in February. I can remember one February where I like counted my chicks before they hatched, and it turned out to suck. But it's been really good in February for many years. You need the weather to get out here, though. But like right now, I got the weather. I'm out here. I'm not getting them, so not missing much. Dale caught a bunch the other day, though. I'm not seeing a lot. There should be like a lot of feed and a lot of fish biting up on my hooks, and it's just not in here yet. The rain's definitely picking up. You guys see this?